Then the chatter began. Is the first academy in decline? Any crooked melon and cracked jujube are ripe. This kind of person can still enter Beijing. Dean Inga is old and confused. His student is a woman who moved the emperor's eldest grandson. Wait for His Majesty the monarch to get out of the customs. See how he explains it then. Everyone is talking about the first academy. No one said that Gu Qingli was pitiful. After all, none of the people present are human spirits. How can you not see whether the other party is voluntary or not? Seeing that the other party was still crying at this time, although wanted to say something, but because the Gu family was still present at this time, it's still a fake comfort. Oops. Miss Gu is so pitiful. Yes, yes. I hope your highness doesn't care about this matter. After all, Miss Gu is also a victim. Li Xuanji, who is arguing with strong words on the side. Look at the more and more people gathering at the door. I can't help but panic a little in my heart. Didn't the emperor's eldest grandson say that he would come forward at the most opportune time? Why haven't you come yet? If you don't come again, your life will be gone. After all, the Gu family in front of him. It doesn't seem so convincing. Those eyes full of murderous intent. Li Xuanji was about to be frozen. And as Gu Jinka's father, the head of the Gu family, after hearing the other party so slander their daughter, raise your hand, and beheaded the shameless man in front of him. A blow of anger from the head of the family. Li Xuanji can't hide from it no matter what. That's when it happened. A loud bang came suddenly, and the whole earth trembled. Such a big move directly will be the attention of all present. To attract the past, Li Xuanji also took this opportunity to run out of the crowd. The Gu family saw this. Surely this shameless man will not be spared. Hurriedly chased after him. Others followed. After all, it's human nature to love to join in the fun. And this sudden noise. It was when Yuan Yuan below broke through the altar formation. Issued. Yuan Chu didn't expect it. His own little apprentice is now so strong and exploding. One carelessness was actually blown into the air. And at the beginning of the free fall in midair, for a moment, I forgot that I could fly. Look at the ground that is getting closer and closer. Wow Wow screamed. Then there was a bang. Small face-down hard landing. Although it fell from such a high place, you can rely on the original and present cultivation. Not only will it not hurt, even the hairstyle is not messed up. He got up and patted the dust off his body. He looked at the shadow bead in his hand. After confirming that there is no damage, exhaled. Terrible. I didn't expect Xiao Yeye to explode so hard now. I was shocked. Although Yi Tianxu was not killed this time, at first, I felt a little pity. But fortunately, he was taught a lesson. Yuan Chu thought it was okay. After all, the interest still has to be charged a little first. But suddenly there was a loud bang. Yi Yuan broke out of the underground secret room. After he came out, the palace above also collapsed. All of a sudden, it was a splash of fire. Dust is flying. After coming out, Yi Yuan saw it sitting on the ground at a glance. Some embarrassed masters. Although I know that the master will not fall and get hurt, but it's still distressing. Hurriedly fell from the sky. With a worried face, he stepped forward and asked the master, "Are you okay?" "Just when I broke the barrier. You should be gentle." From a distance, I saw Yi Yuan come out unscathed, very proud. Smiled and said, "I'm fine." Then he patted the Su Yingzhu in his arms. I recorded it all after the demon bow. Guaranteed to be wonderful. Yi Yuan looked at the master. This little look of smug praise. It is also the most powerful praise for Master Dao. I knew that the master could do everything best. Yuan Chu listened. A compliment from the little apprentice. It made him feel better this time. If only he had a tail. This time it's time to shake up. Then he handed Su Yingzhu over. "Xiao Yuan, take it well. This is the evidence you have to give to the Su Mu family. Wait for Yi Yuan to take Su Yingzhu." Yuan Chu then returned to his shoulders as well. obediently took Yi Qinyuan to take Su Yinju over and put it away. Said with a smile, "These great families of the empire. The power in the hands is too great. They have also been a little too comfortable these years. It's also good to take this opportunity to let them fight each other, weaken each other. When the time comes, we will not only see a good show, and when I'm going to get back to my status later, it can also save some effort." And the twists and turns of this. Yuan Chu didn't want to know too much, nodding his head again and again. Then he asked, "Did the impostor kill him?" Yi Qinyuan's tone suddenly said with some regret, "Didn't spare him a breath. After all, it's too cheap to kill him now. At least until his identity is revealed. You can't kill him yet." In the distance, I heard that Yi Tianxiu hadn't received a boxed lunch yet. Snorted. Said angrily, "Don't kill him. The heaviest punishment for him was not death. Instead, let him go back to his dumbfounded position." While the master and apprentice were talking, Li Xuanji, who had fled for his life before, also ran over to this side. I felt someone coming behind me. Yi Qinyuan immediately looked behind him vigilantly. Li Xuanji saw Yi Qinyuan's back from a distance before, although there are some doubts. But that's just a back, after all. But when Yi Qinyuan turned his head to look at it, seeing clearly, the person in front of him turned out to be Yi Qinyuan. Li Xuanji's eyes immediately showed horror. Yi Qinyuan was seeing in front of him this person who looks exactly like himself. The whole person was stunned. A look of disbelief. The other party not only looks exactly like him, even his breath was not much different from his. And at the beginning of the yuan on his shoulders, at this time, it is also the same expression. But Yuan Chu immediately recognized it. This guy in front of him must be a fake. After all, their own Chiba mask. The same effect can be achieved. Then he said angrily and said, "Xiao Yuan Yuan. This man is pretending to be you." Yi Qinyuan was also very angry when he saw the person in front of him. After all, according to what Yi Tianxiu said before, plus the person in front of him is like this now. If you think about it on your toes, you know what this man does. But even if there is anger, Yi Qinyuan's face was still not visible. Said to Yuan Chu with a smile, "Master, you go outside and come in with a different identity. Don't you want to play? This person you play casually." Yuan Chu heard that he could play. Instant fun. In the next second, he jumped directly from Yi Qinyuan. In an instant, he was gone. Li Xuanji looked at Yi Qinyuan in front of him. The more I looked at it, the more I feared. He didn't die. The emperor's eldest grandson must have had an accident. What am I going to do? There is no support from the emperor's eldest grandson. I will surely die. I couldn't help but say, "You're not dead." Yi Qinyuan watched quietly. This impostor in front of you. Silent. But when the two confronted each other, the people who chased and killed Li Xuanji in the back, this will catch up too, looked at the two people in front of him, who were exactly the same. All of a sudden, all the people who eat melons are full of question marks. And the murderous Gu family in the crowd. Just like everyone else. Can't tell who's who. This made them not rush to act in the first place. Li Xian saw that the Gu family didn't do it at the first time. I also suddenly had an idea in my heart. I have to hold it tight now. Yi Qinyuan's identity. In this way there is the first academy in. The Gu family couldn't tell who was who. You can't kill both. Although the head of the Gu family is now sensible, he is fast, almost burned by anger. But he is the head of the family after all. Looked at the two people in front of him, who were exactly the same. The intuition in his heart told him, it's all a conspiracy. And his daughter is a victim of this conspiracy. Suppressed anger. Take a step forward. I asked who you did to my daughter. Yi Qinyuan looked at the scene in front of him, plus what the Gu family master said. With his mind. In an instant, you can guess what the situation is. Yi Qinyuan hadn't spoken yet. Li Xuanji took the first step and stretched out his hand to him. The thief shouted to catch the thief. Said very imposingly that it was him. He just came and became like me. Something bad must have been done. Yi Qinyuan looked at the other party in front of him, is so anxious to correct himself. A mockery appeared at the corners of his mouth. It seems that the IQ of the product Yi Tianxiu is not good. This suddenly made Yi Qinyuan not even feel in the mood to defend himself. Since I promised master, let him have a good time. Since Yi Tianxiu can't die now, then the unlucky guy in front of you. Although the head of the Gu family is now because of the first college, didn't make a move on the two of them at the first time, but he still ordered the others to surround the two. Then he stepped forward and looked at Yi Qinyuan. There was ferocity in his eyes. Gritted his teeth, he asked, and what he said was true. Yi Qinyuan looked at the Gu family master in front of him. This one looks like a bad comer. Although I can't empathize, but it is also understandable and understood. After all, if the master is touched by someone else, that's what I do. Then he was about to say something, but he was interrupted by Li Xuanji again. No way, it's not me after all. Lack of confidence. And once it is seen, that's a death. Li Xuanji hurriedly came to Yi Qinyuan. Angry voice said, "Who are you? What did you just do with my face?" At this time, there was suddenly a delicate girl outside the crowd. The voice came. Let's let one let. I know the guy inside. As soon as this remark came out, the people who made the scene originally crowded instantly gave way to a way. This made the beginning of the Yuan dynasty, who became Mu Qingge. Walked in easily. Yuan Chu appeared. Li Xuanji's eyes lit up instantly. This little slut is Yi Qinyuan's fiancé. As long as he says he's true, then others will not believe it. After all, if it's not for the sake of doing bad things, who will use someone else's face? So the fake one must be the bad guy. Therefore, in order to save his own life. As soon as Li Xuanji saw Yuan Chu, he was impatient to meet him. My brother is me. There's someone here pretending to be me. Everyone present inevitably knew Yuan Chu. Seeing Li Xuanji running towards him, I can't help but believe that he is real. However, Yuan Chu's next move made everyone unexpected. Although the face in front of me looks like his own little apprentice, but Yuan Chu still slapped the other party. Even if you think the person in front of you is fake, but see that face. Yuan Chu subconsciously didn't dare to use too much force. Otherwise, Li Xuanji's cultivation. Not to mention that the head will be broken. At the very least, it has to be flesh and blood. Yuan Chu after the fight. He shook his hand in disgust. I hate who allows you to become the same as Xiao Yuanyuan. Hurry up and change it back for me. Yi Qinyuan saw the impostor running towards the master before. If you don't want to think about it, you have to step forward to stop it. But I saw that the master did it. He stopped. Then he turned around and trotted towards Yuan Chu. Then he picked up Yuan Chu's hand and wiped it carefully. I can't help but feel sick in my heart. Take care of your family. This man, maybe he just got off Guchinka. Such a dirty person deserves to be beaten by the master. It really dirty the master's hands. Come to think of it, Yi Qinyuan decisively took out a pair of magic weapon gloves. Then gently put it on Yuan Chu. If the master waits for a while, he will have to do it again. You won't get your hands dirty. And if the gloves are dirty, if you lose it, you can. After Yi Qinyuan put on his gloves, Yuan Chu then hugged him and began to sprinkle jiao. This made the melon-eating masses who witnessed all this on the sidelines. For a while, I was a little confused. Obviously, these two people are exactly the same from their faces to their clothes. Why did this little girl beat him so decisively? Immediately after that, coquettish to another. He wasn't afraid that he would hit the wrong person. Li Xuanji lying on the ground this time was also very strange. After all, his disguise didn't even see through Gu Qingbari. How could this little slut do it to himself as soon as he came up? However, I feel it. Surrounding the family. When the terrible look that fell on himself, hurriedly got up from the ground. For their own lives. Tian shamelessly stepped forward again and said, Brother Qing, what happened to you? Don't you know me? This guy is impersonating me. Don't let him fool you. Li Xuanji's words were not finished. Yuan Chu didn't want to listen to him anymore. Let go of Yi Qinyuan. The next second, his eyes froze. The backhand is another slap in the face. This time, the force is obviously much greater than last time. Li Xuanji's side face was visibly swollen. Li Xuanji, who was slapped in the face again. Immediately the anger burned. What the hell is going on with this dead woman? I have obviously become exactly the same as Yi Qinyuan. Why can this woman still see through it at a glance? Don't hesitate to do it yourself. Yuan Chu looked at the front of him and looked pitiful at this time. But the eyes are very resentful. Keep an eye on your own impostor. There was no fluctuation in the eyes. The corners of his mouth raised a sneer. I suddenly felt like looking at you with this face. It's really annoying. After Yuan Chu finished speaking, suddenly take a step forward. Li Xuanji is like a chick. He picked it up with one hand. Then Li Xuanji was not given time to react. The other hand is clenched into a fist. He punched the other party. While beating the child, he scolded, "Whose face you used is not good. I want to use small grievances. Are you worthy? Are you worthy? Are you worthy?" And Li Xuanji is not an idiot. Naturally, it will not be stupidly carried by the original animals. Beat it up as a sandbag. But the gap between the two cultivation is too great. Li Xuanji just wanted to struggle. But he couldn't even move a finger. After Yuan Chu threw a few punches full of anger, Li Xuanji was like a dead dog again. Lie on the ground. Yuan Chu suddenly thought of something after the reward. Looked at Li Xuanji in front of him, who had more air in and less air out at this time. Angrily asked, "Why are you pretending to be a small wrongdoer? What bad things have you done? What a conspiracy. You can't recruit it. Recruit or not. Recruit in the end. Recruit or not." Li Xuanji is now beaten with only half a life. If he can still speak, he's awesome. However, Yuan Chukai didn't care what his current situation was. Seeing that the other party was still stubborn, he didn't speak. A direct kick in the next second stepped Li Xuanji's abdomen. A subtle click followed, coming from Li Xuanji's abdomen. Li Xuanji is not only the golden pill in the Dantian. It was trampled in place. Even the entire Dantian was trampled in place. Li Xuanji's whole person was also affected by that powerful impact. It was embedded in the floor. The blood in his mouth overflowed like no money. And the floor behind him cracked, covered with spider silk cracks. Yuan Chu, after doing all this, he let out a long breath. A smile reappeared on his face. And Yuan Chu didn't feel that he had done anything wrong. After all causes must have results. Don't do it yourself. The Gu family on the side estimated. Plans won't make this product any better. Shattered his Dantian. Asked him to pretend to be a small grievance. That's the price. My pampered little apprentice. It's also something he can discredit. Seeing that Master was finally happy, Yi Qinyuan then performed a cleansing technique on him. The blood that has just been accidentally stained on the original body. Give it cleanup. And those pairs were in Yi Qinyuan's eyes. Gloves that are considered disposable. It was taken off directly from the original hand. It was then burned on the spot. Invisibly showed off a wave of wealth in front of everyone. Then it was in front of everyone. Started feeding the dog food. Intimate stepped forward to take the original hand. The doting asked if his hands were sore. "Or I'll rub it for you." A crowd of people watching the play around. It is also unknown from the beginning. Gradually I became a little chilly in my heart. No way, this little girl is too cruel. And Yi Qinyuan, who has been a transparent person for a long time on the side. They were also completely convinced. After all, in full view of everyone. It's still so showy. It's not a skill. The head of the Gu family, who was still angry before, after watching all this, take a step forward, asked the little girl with a complicated expression. You abolish that person's Dantian like this. You're not afraid of hitting the wrong person. The Gu family master finished speaking. Also glanced at Yi Qinyuan, who was beside him. Yuan Chu heard this. Inexplicably turned her head to look at him. A pair of big eyes full of confusion. Why is it wrong? The head of the Gu family looked at Yuan Chu like this. Frowned. Then he asked, "So how do you know if it's fake?" This question immediately stumped Yuan Chu. Yuan Chu originally didn't have to answer the other party, but he pondered anyway. And Yi Qinyuan also looked at Yuan Chu with anticipation at this time. I also want to know, how can the master tell the difference at a glance? After all, the other party has become so much like himself. I thought it would. It also takes a little time for the master to confirm. Who would have thought that the master was just a glance? I beat the fake straight down. Yuan Chu pondered for a moment. Blinked. I can't really say anything. After all, I rely on my intuition. Wouldn't it be too perfunctory to say this? Whatever. Anyway, as soon as I saw him, I thought he was a fake. Then he turned his head to look at Yi Qinyuan. Actually, I didn't look at their faces much. But I'm sure. The one in front of me is true. Yuan Chu's answer. Let Yi Qinyuan feel the whole person. It's like soaking in a honeypot. The master is like the master no matter what he becomes. You can recognize it. So the same goes for the master. Could it be that the master also has a little affection for himself? If it weren't for the fact that things weren't right now, Yi Qinyuan really wanted to ask. However, this seems to be such a perfunctory answer. The surrounding Gu family members obviously didn't believe it. Yuan Chu didn't care if they believed each other or not. I said nonchalantly that there was something to fight about. That guy must have some magic weapon on his face. To become exactly like others. I just blew up his dantian. There is no maintenance of Reiki. Then the magic weapon will naturally fail. Now you go over and take a look. I don't know if my judgment is right or not. Yuan Chu, after finishing speaking. It doesn't matter how people around you react. Call Yi Qinyuan. Go up and see what the imposter looks like. Xiao Yuan, let's go see who that bastard is. Yi Qinyuan is in many things. It's all what Yuan Chu says. Then smile softly. Let's take a look. He walked over with Yuan Chu. At the beginning of the Yuan they were behind. Gu family. Along with some people who watched the excitement, they also followed. But it's been so long. And the movement is not small. Not only did the emperor's eldest grandson appear for a long time, even inside the East Palace, none of the guards have appeared until now. This can't help but make most people. They began to talk about it. After all, this is the East Palace. It is the territory of the emperor's eldest grandson. And it was his fiancée who had the accident, even if he doesn't show up because of face. Anyway, send someone over. What does this mean now? And Yi Tianxiu in the mouth of everyone. It's not that I don't want to come forward at this time. Rather, it can't. According to his original plan, I should have successfully exchanged blood by now. Came out to preside over the rape and catch the adulterer. However, because the intelligence is not in place, plus Yi Tianxiu's own arrogance, let him only have his last breath left now. Lie on an island in the middle of the blood lake. And he's still alive. It was also because Yi Qinyuan felt that he was useful. Didn't let him return to the world right now. And others in the secret room. In addition to Yi Wanqi, there is a magic weapon of immortal protection, only to save a small life. Others, both in the light and in the dark. All of them are dead and cannot die anymore. Even if he survived. The scene from before. Also to Yi Wanqi's heart. It left a very deep shadow. Squatting in the corner with weak legs, shivering. After a while, Yi Wanqi slightly suppressed the fear in his heart. Some scared. Walked towards Yi Tianxiu, who didn't know whether he was alive or dead. Yi Tianxiu was motionless. It can't be dead. He's the key to our two plans. If you want to die, you can't die now. Yi Wanqi then kicked Yi Tianxiu. But the other party did not react for a long time. This directly made Yi Wanqi think that he was dead. Anger overwhelmed the fear in his heart for a moment. He couldn't help but curse angrily. It's really waste if it's useless. I don't even know what kind of cultivation people are. Dare to attack others. Sure enough, an inferior person is an inferior person. Even if he has been the emperor's eldest grandson for more than 10 years, he is still a sludge. Can't hold up the wall. He deserves to be killed. Yuanqi said and said. I remembered that I was now all because he was so anxious. That's what it looks like. I can't help but be angry. A few more kicks in a row, and the kick is harder than the other. Yi Tianqiu, who is already a dead man in Yuanqi's eyes. Suddenly, a blood-stained hand was stretched out. Hold on tightly to his feet. This mutation. Yi Wanqi's anger suddenly dissipated. Looked at Yi Tianqiu, who was deceiving the corpse on the ground with a frightened face. Nini didn't die. Yi Tianqiu then raised his head and looked at Yi Wanqi. Although he was very embarrassed at this time, long hair behind him, they were all dyed red with their own blood. But there was madness in those eyes, with a terrifying murderous aura, a hoarse and terrible voice. It came out of Yi Tianqiu's throat. As your dogs. How could I die so easily? After Yi Tianqiu finished speaking, he let out a strange laugh. Let the atmosphere of the presence. It became very weird for a while. Yi Tianqiu looked crazy. It made Yi Wanqi's heart chill. In order to hide the fear in my heart. Angrily, he said, let me go. Since you're not dead. Then hurry up. We're trapped. Yi Wanqi said and raised his foot and kicked again. I want him to let go of Yi Tianqiu. Subsequently, as Yi Wanqi said, let go of him. Then he stood up. And he now looks the whole person. It's like a demon who has just crawled out of hell. Don't worry, I'll be out. Before going out, though, it's going to take a small sacrifice. Since I can't get the blood of the God Emperor, that's going to have to be done with your blood. I can't be debunked. Fly royal bloodline. In the position of the Emperor's eldest grandson. I'm not going to give it up. When Yi Tianqiu just spoke, Yi Wanqi noticed that he was talking about me, and not us. My heart swelled up inexplicably. There was a sense of crisis. I just wanted to ask something. However, it starts with the 4 weeks. The blood-colored threads that poured towards him immediately made Yi Wanqi stop. As the silk thread continues to tighten, Yi Wanqi also spurted out a mouthful of blood. There was disbelief in his eyes. Unwilling to be frightened, there is also a desire for life. However, over time, in the end, Yi Wanqi let out the last scream in his life. The whole person, all wrapped in a blood-colored humanoid mummy. And the other end of the silk thread, it is connected to Yi Tianqiu, is constantly taking the blood on Yi Wanqi's body to deliver to one's own body. At the same time, the blood in his body is constantly pumped out. Wait until the ceremony is over. Yi Wanqi was by the people of Shiqing. Yi Tianqiu pretended to be sorry on the side. When Qi for our plan. I'll have to trade blood with you, because I must become the eldest grandson of the emperor. Then Yi Tianqiu felt the fresh blood in his body. There was a look of satisfaction on his face. He knew that Yi Qinyuan had spared his life. It must have been to debunk him. But now I have succeeded in exchanging blood. I haven't lost yet. At that time, it is not certain who will lose and who will win. Wait for everyone to come near. At this time, Li Xuanji on the ground was shattered because of his dantian. There is no drastic maintenance. Changed back to his original self. The head of the Gu family was the first to step forward, peeled off the other party because of the blood, and the hair stained on the face. A face I've never seen before. It made the head of the Gu family feel very strange. And the people around were also very shocked. I didn't expect what the little girl said to be true. At the same time, I wondered who this person was. The people from the first academy in the crowd didn't recognize Li Xuanji either. There's no way to be beaten like that. If not someone who is too familiar. It's hard to recognize it at the first time. At this time, he was in his room. Guchinka, who finally calmed down. Hearing the follow-up news, I hurriedly came. You can see this scene. I almost collapsed again in my mood that had just calmed down. After all, Li Xuanji is his #1 licking dog. Even if it's like this now, Gu Qingli could still recognize it. But after all, Li Xuanji wants an identity or not. To look good and not look good. This made Gu Qingli unable to accept it no matter what. Was robbed by Li Xuanji. Subsequently, Gu Qingka gritted his teeth and looked at Yi Qinyuan on the side. Prepare to make him a pick-up man. Brother Chun Yuan, why are you doing this to me? Yuan Chu listened to Gu Qingka's inexplicable words, tilting his head to look at him. A natural look. What did he mean by that? How did Xiao Yuan collapse? Abichibiki has obviously always been by my side. Although Yuan Chu didn't hear what this meant. But Yi Qinyuan heard it. This is clearly to rely on him. Then he looked at Gu Qingli with a very cold look. There is no temperature to speak of. But he still said Miss Gu with a smile. What do you mean? Gu Qingli will also be out of the way. Squeeze out a few tears. Make yourself look pathetic. So many people just saw it. What have you done to me? Don't you want to admit it? After Gu Qingli finished speaking, looked at Yi Qinyuan pitifully. Maintain yourself as a vulnerable group. After all, his current reputation has stinked. The eldest grandson of the emperor will definitely regret his marriage. And other famous families in the imperial capital. I definitely won't let my family children marry me. I have 2 options left. Or marry Lo. Either let Yi Qinyuan marry him, and yet marry those ordinary people. How could he be willing? Although Yi Qinyuan is not a god yellow blood, but it is also a pure young body. You can also renew your life. And it is. Because of admitting mistakes, Yi Qinyuan will be ruined by Li Xuanji. Shouldn't he be responsible for himself? I have to say, Gu Qingli thought about it very beautifully. But the idea is very beautiful. The reality is cruel. Although Yuan Chu didn't understand what the other party was trying to do. But seeing Gu Qingbari's face aggrieved, looking at his little apprentice, I immediately felt uncomfortable. With an angry face, he stepped forward to say a few words. Was stopped by Yi Qinyuan. Although Gu Qingka was shameless, he framed himself there. I don't want to be a pure master. Ears tainted by foul language. Yi Qinyuan then turned around. Took out a piece of special candy. Stuffed into the round port. The master eats sugar. Yuan Chu smelled the sweet smell of candy. I opened my mouth without thinking. With a whimper, he swallowed the candy in his mouth. Then came the sweet taste from the mouth. Instantly immersed Yuan Chu in it. It was as if he didn't look out the window. Stand aside quietly and concentrate on the candy. Yi Qinyuan after feeding the sugar. Then turn around. Change your face in an instant. Even the pampering in his eyes disappeared in an instant. It became cold. Then he spoke unhurriedly. Every word. All smashed the luck in Gu Qingbari's heart. I had been with my wife before. This man is impersonating me. I've been beaten back to square one by my wife. All who were present could testify. After Yi Qinyuan finished speaking, everyone present looked at Qin Ke's eyes. There's something strange about it. Gu Qingka is already difficult to ride a tiger at this time. In front of everyone's gaze. He said with a hard head and a slight trembling. Maybe you let this person pretend to be you. Accompany Brother Muchin. And then you want to do something. And so on. You come back and kill people. And then push the person out. Skim yourself off. Although this is said reluctantly. But it's not for nothing. After all, the beginning of the Yuan dynasty has just arrived. Just do it without hesitation on one of them. This may be killing people and killing people. However, everyone present felt like a mirror in their hearts. Compared to what Gu Qingli said, they believe more. It's Miss Gu. I want to be a student of this first college. Although Yuan Chu was concentrating on the side to negotiate, he did not speak. But that doesn't mean he's not listening. And Gu Qingli said so much. Yuan Chu was still a little incomprehensible. Yuan Chu is about the same as Li Lao. I don't have much experience in love. Not to mention these deeper ones. The man pretended to be a minor grievance. What did he do to Gu Qingbari? Why is Gu Qingli now relying on a small grievance to make him responsible? Seeing this, Yi Qinyuan was not ready to beat around the bush again. After all, the more you talk, when the time comes, the more messy things get, the harder it will be to solve them. Said directly to Gu Qingka first. Let me start by making one point. I didn't want to come to this experience at first. It was you, Miss Gu, who came to me again and again to hand over the invitation. Secondly, I have the lady. I will never give birth to him for the rest of my life. All women can intervene. I won't be of any interest to you. Yi Qinyuan said. Then he walked towards Gu Qingbari. As the distance decreases, Gu Qingli suddenly doubled the pressure. I don't know why, although the man in front of him was smiling. But Gu Qingli was still suddenly afraid. Shivered. The most important thing is, this is the East Palace. It is the territory of the Emperor's eldest grandson. And you are the fiancé of the Emperor's eldest grandson. You think I'm going to risk my life for you? Stupidity fell on the wedding banquet of the Emperor's eldest grandson, desperate to sleep his woman. Not to mention that I would lose my life because of it, even if I didn't destroy my future for you. Do you think you're worth it? As Yi Qinyuan finished speaking, Gu Qingka already felt that his whole person was shaky at this time. I'm about to pass out. And everyone around wanted to laugh when they heard this. Yi Qinyuan is the person that the First Academy fancies. The fiancé of the Emperor's eldest grandson who slept in the East Palace. It's because I don't want to live to do this kind of thing. But because he is still taking care of his family. He restrained himself. The Gu family master saw that Yi Qinyuan was so aggressive. Hurriedly stepped forward. He stood in front of his weak, helpless daughter. The coercion of the original In Chi suddenly spread. Stared at Yi Qinyuan in front of him and said, You young man. It's quite sharp-toothed. Then you can't tell who this person is impersonating. I'm going to impersonate you. If you dare to say it, it's none of your business. Gu Qingli was under Yi Qinyuan's words. Tears also flowed. This time it's not because of acting. It's because it's uncomfortable. Although he knew that Yi Qinyuan hated him. But I didn't expect it to be so annoying. Didn't even talk about the slightest affection. Yi Qinyuan's words. It's like a knife. Kept poking at Gu Qingka's body. Facing the questioning of the head of the Gu family. Yi Qinyuan just wanted to answer something. But by this time, the sugar in Yuanju's mouth had already been eaten. Stretched out his hand and pulled the corner of Yi Qinyuan's clothes. Meng Meng shouted candy. Yi Qinyuan felt the movement behind him. Turning his head, he saw that the sugar in the master's mouth was gone. The sugar is gone. Yuan Chu nodded when he heard this. The people around me also got into trouble because of this. All eyes were on par with Yuan Chu. But Yuan Chu didn't care at all. A pair of big eyes looked at Yi Qinyuan brightly. Cheeky. Said cutely in his mouth that he wanted another piece. Facing the master, this is like a coquettish request. How could Yi Qinyuan refuse? It's also ignoring the gaze of the people around you. It's very stressful here. When all eyes are on you. It's like magic. Took out a piece of candy again and fed it to Yuan Chu. Yuan Chu who ate sugar again. His face became satisfied again. Puff out your cheeks and feel the sweetness in your mouth. It looks like the little squirrel. Squinted happily and continued to watch the play. Yi Qinyuan after feeding. Then he looked at the Gu family master. Actually, think about it. It's still easy to figure it out. Miss Gu is the victim. And I'm the one behind the scenes. It's even more obvious who it is. Master Gu, you said that if this happens in your home, are you coming forward right away? Big things are small. It's a trivial. And you see it. Now it's time. Huang Changsun hasn't come forward yet. Yi Qinyuan's words came out. One word stirred up 1,000 waves. Everyone present couldn't help but believe it. The head of the Gu family was just like everyone else at the beginning. It's hard to believe. But then anger appeared on his face. What do you mean? Involved in all this is His Royal Highness the eldest grandson. Yi Qinyuan nodded. Then he stopped the Gu family master who was about to take away. Speaking slowly, I know people may not believe me, or think I'm crazy, but you might as well think about it. What will happen if this matter becomes bigger? Even Miss Gu will definitely be divorced. And Miss Gu quit the marriage. It's not good for anyone. Immediately afterwards, Yi Qinyuan broke out one. A shocking melon that everyone present couldn't imagine. But the eldest grandson of the emperor is accepted. Because I know that he is not of the God Emperor bloodline at all. He may be afraid that after Miss Gu marries him, this fact will be discovered. That's why I planned this event. Yi Qinyuan's words made everyone present frightened again. The look in his eyes became complicated. Some of them are afraid that their lives will be at risk. This kind of thing. It doesn't seem to be accessible to him at his level. Yuan Chu heard this. Couldn't help poking his head out from behind Yi Qinyuan. A pair of big eyes looked curiously at the reactions of the people around him. Yi Qinyuan didn't want to put this one on so early. Things are said. But after all, the plan can't catch up with the changes. If Huang Changsun is not the bloodline of the God Emperor, that's a good explanation, isn't it? Otherwise, this huge East Palace, there should be guards patrolling them. Why at this important time? All the guards have been transferred. Isn't it for the convenience of this person? When it comes to bad higher lady reputation, no one stopped it. And why aren't the guards there? But you can break through it. Presumably there should be someone. I deliberately asked you to go to the theater in advance. Most importantly, this person who is impersonating me dared to touch the young lady at the marriage banquet. It shows that he knows that he is after the incident. Surely he can't die. No, at the last minute. The emperor's eldest grandson will definitely come forward to save him. That's going to happen. As for why Huang Changsun didn't bring someone to appear in time, I'm sure you have this in your mind. Yi Qinyuan then pretended to be mysterious. Then he pointed to the collapse in the distance. There was an explosion just now. I guess he's crushed underneath. That's why all this didn't go smoothly. Otherwise, the result of all this. It was Miss Gu's reputation that was ruined. Huang Changsun successfully withdrew from the marriage. He also discredited the first academy. And I'm just a substitute for the plan. After listening to Yi Qinyuan's words, everyone present, although it was surprising, but the instinct in their heart told him, what the man in front of me said is true. Otherwise, why was that person so arrogant just now? We all rushed into the room. So many pairs of eyes looking at him. He still hasn't gotten down from Guchinka. And today is the emperor's eldest grandson's own wedding banquet. Shouldn't the East Palace be heavily guarded at such a moment? How could this happen? The Gu family master's face turned white with anger at this time. After all, what Yi Qinyuan said, he couldn't find the slightest loophole. And it's very consistent. Fit the situation. But he still didn't believe it in his heart. You said that the eldest grandson of the emperor is not the bloodline of the God Emperor. How can it be? At the beginning, it was because the eldest grandson of the emperor was the bloodline of the God Emperor. I will personally go to ask the emperor for this family business. If it is as he says, isn't it all a joke? Yi Qinyuan then said the words. It's like adding fuel to the fire. Once again, everyone's eyes were focused on him. I'm sure of that. Because I am the blood of the God Emperor. There will be induction between the same bloodline. But I don't have any sense in the Emperor's eldest grandson. I learned that Yi Qinyuan turned out to be the bloodline of the God Emperor. Everyone present was shocked. No wonder this person has such a high level of cultivation at such a young age. It can also be favored by the dean of the first college. The Divine Emperor's bloodline is indeed extremely strong. Compared to the surprise of others, Gu Qingbari's face at this time directly turned the color of pig liver. There was disbelief in his eyes. Yi Qinyuan is not only a pure young body. It's still the blood of the God Emperor. That's the best fit for my physique. No wonder that fateful test. The last noble person I met was Yi Qinyuan. I see. Yi Qinyuan, after exposing his physique. I won't say anything more. After all, he's not much of a showy guy per se. And this time I came only to collect evidence. Didn't want to pull Yi Tianxiu down at one time. It's better to leave this matter to the Sumu family. After all, they don't care about their status or efficiency. It's far from what I can compare to now. Only they can use this handle to the fullest. Hit the people behind Yi Tianxiu hard. I just need to be in charge of watching the play. Then he stretched out his hand and pointed at Li Xuanji on the side. Smiled and said that I have explained things clearly. If you are still unfortunate, the man is not dead. You can search for it. The head of the Soul Gu family heard Yi Qinyuan say this. Only then did I react with hindsight. Li Xuanji was lost at this time because of his cultivation. Plus the injuries are too severe. The whole person is about to return to the world. The head of the Gu family doesn't care. Li Xuanji is not about to die. Even if he survives, he will also make his life worse than death. Hurriedly stepped forward and searched him directly. Although the content was searched from Li Xian's divine soul, not complete, but some important scenes were still seen by the head of the family. For example, the scene where Yi Tianxiu instructed Li Xuanji. The head of the Gu family is after reading it. Without saying a word, he stood up. But the green tendons on his forehead at this time. His mood has already been explained. Even the air pressure all over the body. It's all visibly lowered. The creaking of the hands pinched. Try not to do anything crazy. Yi Tianxiu deceived himself into being a god-emperor bloodline. Forget it. Don't dare to marry his daughter. He didn't expect that. How much convenience they have provided to him over the years. In the end, he calculated them like this. Came up with such a poisonous plan. It's just wolf-hearted. The people around him saw the head of the Gu family. I'm going to pick up the murderous look right away. You know the results of the soul search. Suddenly they all spoke much quieter. For fear of touching the brow. Where is this frame-up? It is clear that Yi Tianxiu directed and acted by himself. Cuckold yourself. While everyone was whispering, a voice suddenly came from a distance. What are you all doing here? Everyone turned their heads to look at the voice. Found. The person who came turned out to be Yi Tianxiu, who had not come forward for a long time. Yi Tianxiu also had a large number of guards behind him, although there were many people present. Among them, there is also a Gu family master who is about to run away. But Yi Tianxiu's eyes were staring at Yi Qinyuan. The look on his face was eager to eat the other party's meat. Drinking blood. Yi Tianxiu just wanted to do something. The head of the Gu family who heard his voice. I couldn't suppress the anger in my heart anymore. Turning his head, a pair of murderous eyes stared at Yi Tianxiu deadly. The animal was followed by a hard blow. Directly bombarded Yi Tianxiu. Knock him upside down. Gu is the head of the family. The guards behind Yi Tianxiu. Naturally, you can't look stupidly. Then he greeted him. But there are many people who come to the family. The two sides formed a picture of a confrontation. Yi Tianxiu was also blindfolded by that blow. I just wanted to explain something. But the head of the Gu family didn't give him a chance to explain. When he stepped forward again, he was beaten violently. Immediately after the two sides present from one turned into a group fight. Watching the scene go into chaos. Yi Qinyuan also lost the mind to watch the play. With Yuan Chu, he turned around and was about to leave. After all, never leave. If you get involved, you're in trouble. Master, let's go. Yuan Chu looked at the large group of shelves in front of him. The violent factor in the body is stirring. But listen to the little apprentice to leave. Then he also rested his thoughts. Fortunately, Yi Qinyuan was behind them. Gu Qingli did not participate in the melee. It's like losing a soul. Stand still. Look at the two in front of you. The backs of the two like fairy couples. Looked at Yi Qinyuan's hand that was still holding Yuan Chu's death. A hint of madness suddenly flashed in Gu Qing's eyes. At this point, his heart was completely distorted. His eyes were like snakes and scorpions, staring at Yuan Chu. Yi Qinyuan is obviously the most suitable person for me. Why doesn't he like me, Brother Mu Qing? It's obviously a little girl of unknown origin. Why can you get Yi Qinyuan's wholehearted love? I miss everybody, but it will be ruined by such people. Is it really going to be Muchinga's death? He can see me. I have to say that it's really hard to find sound inward. It's really easy to throw the pot outward. Touch the skin of the mouth up and down. That's it. Feel the ill-intentioned behind you. And full of murderous eyes. Yi Qinyuan then glanced back. That look was also full of murderous aura. It seems that Gu Qingli still refuses to give up, since he wants to die so much. Wait until you have your hands free. I wouldn't mind giving him a ride myself. I've been through this time and again. Yi Qinyuan has completely stopped Gu Qingbari as a playmate when I was young. Rather, a greedy woman who can be exploited. Yuan Chujian, who was on the side, suddenly stopped. And it's usually well hidden. At this time, it erupted for some reason. I couldn't help but stop. Suspiciously, he asked about the small grievance. What's the matter? Yi Qinyuan heard Yuan Chu's voice. The murderous aura on his body instantly converged. Then he turned his head. The expression on his face became faster than turning a book. Smiled and said it was okay. Just thought of some inconsequential people. Let's go back. The little apprentices all said so. Yuan Chu naturally didn't ask anything. He nodded and turned to continue walking. On the way back, Yuan Chu touched his small chin. The more I think about it, the more wrong it becomes. Xiao Yuanyuan must be planning a big thing. At the moment, it is not Sumu or the two. It's still the Gu family just now. Now they have all become chips in the hands of Xiao Yuanyuan. And there is evidence in hand. Yi Tianxiu is naturally not afraid. The important thing is the Zhao family behind him, but under the control of Obu Qi Yuan. The contradictions between these families and the Zhao family, it's sure to get more and more intense. There was only one fuse missing. You can fight to the death. Thinking of his own little apprentice who has no foundation, such a big game of chess was played in this empire. This made Yuan Chu a little incredulous. But then I played it in my heart. Wow. My apprentice is so powerful. Yuan Chu thought about it. Was unknowingly taken out of the East Palace by Yi Qinyuan. I came to a remote tree-lined path. Although the surrounding scene is quite unfamiliar, but the trust in the little apprentice in my heart. So Yuan Chu didn't feel anything wrong. But in general, people with a lot of curiosity have a lot of ideas. People with a lot of ideas have one characteristic. I just like to think cranky. An idea suddenly popped into Yuan Chu's mind. Glanced at Yi Qinyuan on the side. Think about it carefully. Xiao Yuanyuan is really black-bellied now. Will this master still be able to control him in the future? If you accidentally offend Xiao Yuanyuan in the future, broke up with him, will he be sold? At the beginning of the year, the more I thought about it, the more terrifying it became. I've already started to imagine it in my head. After being sold by Abu Chibiki himself. That pitiful look. Suddenly, I shuddered. He had a scared expression. Thanks to Yi Qinyuan, he didn't have the ability to read minds. If you don't hear Yuan Chu's heartfelt words, you have to reflect and reflect. Haven't you been treating your master badly lately? Why did master have such thoughts? Yi Qinyuan then noticed what was coming from behind him. The faint sound of horses' hooves. Immediately after a sudden turn. Will be at this time. Yuan Chu, who is immersed in his own ideological world. It was pressed against the trunk of the tree. Yi Qinyuan's sudden move. Let Yuan Chu come back to his senses in an instant. Eyes widened. Looking at the handsome face in front of him. The little heart in the chest. I couldn't help but speed up a few points. What's wrong? At the same time, there was a little panic in my heart. Could it be that Xiao Yuanyuan has the ability to read minds? I heard what I just said. It's time to ask for guilt. But Yi Qinyuan's subsequent actions proved that Yuan Chu had thought too much. Yi Qinyuan stretched out a hand and put it to his lips, signaling Yuan Chu to whisper. Then his eyes swept towards the way he came. Said to Yuan Chu in a low voice, Master. Someone was chasing me from behind. When they came, I guess they were from the Gu family, in order to prevent them from being thieves. He also wants me to be his son-in-law. Please also ask the master to cooperate with me. At this time, the whole person was clinging to the trunk of the tree. Listen to what the little apprentice said. Also asked in a low voice how to cooperate. Yi Qinyuan just said, "Master, don't move." Leaned his whole face straight up. Yi Qinyuan suddenly approached. Made Yuan Chu instantly nervous. Looked at the little apprentice's handsome face so close to him. At the beginning of the year, the blood in the whole body was sped up a lot. The whole little face turned red. Yi Qinyuan saw Yuan Chu like this. I knew that master was shy. He meant that after the end of the Excalibur realm, then express your heart to the master. So these are extraordinary times. In order not to scare the master, Yi Qinyuan could only hold back the desire in his heart. Slightly off the corner. The whole face was pasted on. Let outsiders look at it from any angle. Will think they are kissing. Feel the touch on your face. And the breath on the tip of the nose that belongs to the little apprentice. At the beginning of the year, the little heart seemed to be about to jump out. Yuan Chu was at the first time. Originally, he wanted to push Yi Qinyuan away. But in the end, he held himself back and didn't move. As the sound of horses' hooves approached, Yi Qinyuan's low voice sounded at this time, and he closed his eyes. When Master Yuan Chu heard this, he immediately closed it. At the same time, I comforted myself inwardly. As long as you can't see it, you won't be shy. At this time, it was in tension at the beginning of the Yuan. I didn't notice that both of them were breathing a little fast. At this time, the people behind also came to the scene. The person who came was just as Yi Qinyuan said. It's the Gu family. And he is also the head of the Gu family. After beating Yi Tianxiu, the head of the Gu family, dropped one. The marriage contract is annulled. He rode out of the East Palace. Yi Tianxiu is actually not the God Emperor Xinca. There's not much left. When the time comes, I'll try it myself anyway. Be sure to catch up. I have to say, the father of the Gu family is indeed very good. It's Gu Qingca's daughter, who is really bad. It hadn't been a moment since Yuan Chu closed his eyes. As the sound of horses' hooves drew closer, the head of the Gu family didn't expect that he had just caught up with Yi Qinyuan. I can't help but feel a little happy in my heart. However, after seeing Yi Qinyuan's behavior at this time, the expression on the Gu family master's face became a little indescribable. I secretly thought that young people nowadays are really impatient. It didn't take long for me to make out of it. Although it is indeed inappropriate to step forward and interrupt them at this time. But the head of the Gu family still dismounted, walked towards Yi Qinyuan's side. But he was alone when he passed. The others behind him were told to wait where they were. After getting closer, the Gu family master immediately coughed lightly. Although Yi Qinyuan knew that someone was chasing after him, but he was still annoyed that these people were coming too quickly, so that he can no longer enjoy this beauty. But even if there are 100,000 unwilling in my heart, Yi Qinyuan still got up from where he was. When you get up, Yi Qinyuan was still fast, kissed on the lips in place. The touch that came from the lips. Keep your eyes closed where they are. Eyes widened suddenly. I just wanted to ask something. I saw Yi Qinyuan take a step back. Turning his head to the Gu family master behind him, he said, "It's you." The reason why Yi Qinyuan took a step back instead of turning around. I just don't want master to look so delicate now. To be looked at. What is the matter with the head of the Gu family? The Gu family master heard the dissatisfaction in Yi Qinyuan's tone. The expression on his face was slightly embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to look at Yuan Chu. After seeing that Yi Qinyuan and his wife have such a good relationship, the Gu family didn't know what to do for a while. The opening was original. When he knew that Yi Qinyuan was the bloodline of the God Emperor, I really had the heart to let Kuer marry him. But now this is the case. Tell yourself how to open this mouthful. Seeing this, the head of the Gu family could only change the topic. After all, He was looking for Yi Qinyuan by himself. One is to see if you can get Cole to marry him. The second is whether it can be taken from him. Knowing some more useful information. Your name is Yi Qinyuan. You said you were of the divine emperor bloodline. Because you can't sense the power of the blood veins in Yi Tianchu's body. Therefore it was determined that he was a fake. Is that right? Yi Qinyuan saw this. Then he nodded. That's right. When Yi Qinyuan was talking to the Gu family master, Yun Chu was leaning against the tree at this time. Because of Yi Qinyuan's small action before, I can't calm down for a long time. Ah, the little moon is full. Did you kiss me just now? I felt like I had touched it. I didn't feel like I touched it. This stinky boy has learned badly. Seeing Yi Qinyuan nodded, the head of the Gu family hurriedly said again, Would you like to do me a favor, then? If you can. I, Gujia, would like to ask you to be a personal witness. Wait for His Majesty to come out of the customs. Go and testify before Your Majesty. Good graduation son-in-law took another blood test. Of course, we will also pay you very much. When the head of the Gu family was talking, the brow is furrowed. He looked a little tired. And the anger is still there. Of course, I've been treated as a monkey for so long. In the end, it was calculated. It's a normal person who doesn't get angry so easily. Yi Qinyuan was listening to what the Gu family master said. He shook his head with a smile. Said slowly, Gu family master, you've put the cart before the horse. I heard that Huang Changsun and the Zhao family have a close relationship. Plus when Yin Shui was back then, Huang Changsun is still young. No matter how wise he is as demonic as a demon. He couldn't have done it all on his own. The only possibility is that there is someone behind him to help him. And the only one who has the ability to help him do this. There is only the Zhao family. The Zhao family must know very well. Your daughter's situation is deliberately so. Trick yourself into it. Presumably all these years. There should be a lot of support for you to marry the emperor's eldest grandson. The head of the Gu family, at the beginning, carried away by anger, didn't think about it that much. But after hearing what Yi Qinyuan said at this time, although the anger in the heart has increased exponentially, but he slowly calmed down. The Zhao family is actually the Zhao family. I take care of my family and his well water, and do not interfere with river water. There is no feud. 2. There is no deep grudge. He bullied my daughter like that. So calculating me. Yi Qinyuan took care of the head of the family like this. Just know. The other person's IQ has now begun to return. Then he began to guide the head of the Gu family to make a move on the Zhao family. So it's not Yi Tianchu that you're dealing with now. He's just a nice to have. Don't be afraid. As long as you pull out the power behind him, you don't need to do it. He himself will collapse. The head of the Gu family felt that he was really living more and more. This empire is inherently unpredictable. I have indeed slacked off over the years. Someone took advantage of it. Suffered such a big loss. You're right. It's me putting the cart before the horse. The Gu family master looked at Yi Qinyuan. The more I look at it, the more satisfied I feel. At the same time, the more I feel pity. The other party is quite strategic at a young age. And the problem is also very thorough. Plus his current cultivation. You can see his achievements in the future. It's just a pity. If Yi Qinyuan hadn't gotten married. If only my Gu family could recruit such a door-to-door son-in-law. I can rest assured that the Gu family will be handed over to him in the future. Yi Qinyuan took care of the head of the family. Look in his eyes. You know what the other person is thinking. It's nothing more than wanting to let himself go to his house as a son-in-law. To avoid trouble, Yi Qinyuan made a decision immediately. Touched Yuan Chu's head. Yuan Chu was still brainstorming at this time. The little apprentice just had. Didn't kiss himself. Seeing Yi Qinyuan suddenly touch his head. Look up. Yi Qinyuan looked at the master with a stunned look. Talking with a smile. I've said it all. It's impossible for me to come forward. And I don't have any ambitions. I just want to live with my wife. 2 more children later. So please don't come to me again. Farewell. Yi Qinyuan finished speaking. He directly took Yuan Beast and turned around and left. After saying goodbye to the head of the Gu family, Yi Qinyuan looked at it from just now. There are some masters who are too quiet. The master was absent-minded from the beginning. What are you thinking? Yuan Chu heard this. I couldn't help but glance up at the little apprentice. Then he lowered his head again. The heart is very entangled. Do you want to ask for a small grievance? In case there is none, you must not die of embarrassment. Yuan Chu thought about it. I still can't open this mouth. Then he smiled and said that he didn't think about anything. I just think you're amazing. So many people were counted at once. This shifts the subject to Dafa. The two masters and apprentices are really getting more and more proficient. Yuan Chu's appearance looks like he has something on his mind. How could Yi Qinyuan not see it? And Yi Qinyuan was in his heart. I could almost guess what the master was thinking. Nothing more than that. It's the little action I just kissed. So when Yi Qinyuan was facing Yuan Chu, it was totally relaxing. The sound is also lighter than before. It's just that Yuan Chu didn't find it. Yuan Chu then behaved a little low. A distressed frown. With some of them said dully, so I was thinking, in the future, I will offend you. Will you deceive your teachers and destroy your ancestors? Yi Qinyuan heard Yuan Chu say this. I was also stunned for a moment. Stopped. It turns out that the master didn't say that. Then he turned his head to look at Yuan Chu. I don't know if it's angry or good. Smiled at the master's still serious little expression. Smiled helplessly. Master, how could you have such an idea? Yi Qinyuan said so. That's how to put it. In my heart, I thought about it. How could he destroy his ancestors with 7 masters? At most, it's only 7 divisions. Yuan Chu also felt that he was thinking too much. After all, after so many years of companionship, he also trusts Yi Qinyuan very much. And the little apprentice always puts his best side on his own. Show yourself in front of yourself. Maybe this time I suddenly discovered the other side of the little apprentice. Let yourself feel uneasy. Well, I think I'm overthinking it too. I just think you've become so powerful all of a sudden. Are you still my apprentice? Yuan Chu said. He also reached out and pinched Yi Qinyuan's face. Seems to want in his face. I saw the green look I had before. It seems that the force used at the beginning of the Yuan dynasty is not small. The place where Yi Qinyuan was pinched turned red all of a sudden. Even so, Yi Qinyuan didn't have any dissatisfaction. Just looked at him quietly with a pair of beautiful eyes. Let him knead and pinch it flat. I felt the sight of the little apprentice, and the traces of his own pinch on his face. Yuan Chu suddenly felt a little cautious. He let go of his hand and smiled. Take a closer look. You haven't changed. And Yi Qinyuan looked like he was being slaughtered just now. It also dispelled the doubts in the heart of the Yuan Chu. I shouldn't have kissed before. How dare this kid have that kind of guts? Isn't it a little white rabbit in front of me? Well, I'm thinking too much. Let's go back. After Yuan Chu finished speaking, he turned his head and walked in front. Yi Qinyuan stretched out his hand first. I touched the place where I was pinched red. Then he suddenly stretched out his hand and grabbed Yuan Chu's hand. When Yuan Chu turned back, I saw that the little apprentice was tempting himself with beauty again. That look seemed to make me tired of it. Master, I hope, you know no matter what you do, I won't hurt you. If one day you stab me in the left heart, I'll send the right heart mouth up too. Let you vent wantonly. After Yi Qinyuan finished speaking, Yuan Chu's whole face suddenly became red. The whole person stood in place in a daze. At this time, Yuan Chu didn't know. What kind of feeling is in my heart? I think it's sweet, but it's more sour. This made him withdraw his hand in shame. Then he turned around. Some are afraid to look at it. Yi Qinyuan. How could I possibly hurt you? Yi Qinyuan smiled when he heard this. It won't hurt you either. When hell freezes over. After Yi Qinyuan finished speaking, Then he reached out and turned the bead around. He made eye contact with himself. Moment. The atmosphere was almost like pink bubbles. Two people present. You can hear each other's heartbeats. What about this scene? It didn't happen once or twice either. But this time the fate of being extremely dull to feelings. It seems to be a little enlightened. The little injustice is really good to me. But wouldn't this be a bit beyond the boundaries of master and apprentice? Yi Qinyuan also made an obvious discovery at this time. I seem to have said it a little. So he took Yuan Chu's hand again and walked back. This was followed by just one sentence. Let the little thought that just came to mind at the beginning of the year. Thrown out of the clouds. Master, go back. I'll roast you a cloud goose egg to eat. Yuan Chu was simply caught by Yi Qinyuan. One sentence immediately diverted attention. A pair of big eyes are full of anticipation. Cloud goose eggs are good. It's so good that you have been wronged. The two walked back all the way talking and laughing. After going back, Su Yinzhu was handed over by Yi Qinyuan to the dean. He will do it for him, and hand it over to the Sumu family. After removing some of the images that are now inappropriate to be exposed, the next is up to the families. Free to play. What happened on this day was not small. This kept many people awake that night. For example, the Gu family and the Sumu family. However, at the beginning of the Yuan dynasty, it was time to eat and drink. The quality of sleep is a bargain. And Yi Tianxiu is no better at this time. If it weren't for him, after all, the impact of this matter will not be so great. After the incident, he entered the palace overnight. Come to the palace to ask for help. However, the next second after he finished saying Feng Wani, slapped him directly. The force was so great that he directly slapped him to the ground. There are also deep marks on the face. Yi Tianxiu then covered his face. He looked up at the woman in front of him. Like a dog. Climb up to Feng Wani again and kneel down. Very humble, said Master. Slaves are also forced by the situation. I have no choice but to do so. Inside the splendid hall, Feng Wani was wearing a golden dress. Looked at Yi Tianxiu below with a mocking face. As a last resort, he can suck Yi Wenqi's blood dry. You are afraid that your identity will be exposed. Can't be the eldest grandson of the emperor. That's why I killed him. Turn yourself into an heir. And how many times has Honggu said it? I told you not to move the night sink now. Everything will be talked about when it comes out of the secret realm of the divine realm. It's better for you to hide it from Hongyu Huanxue. Now that such a big thing has happened, I think of Honggu. You're just a dog in Honggu. Why do you think this palace will help you? Feng Wani, this will, was also mad by Yi Tianxiu's mentally retarded behavior. If you don't listen to his own opinions, it's just that. It would be nice if it worked. As a result, it failed and made such a big mess. Yi Tianxiu understood. If I don't say anything now, it is estimated that it is really going to be a small life. Then he fell ill and rushed to the hospital, lowered his head and gritted his teeth. Master, don't worry. The slave can push all this onto Yi Qinyuan. Said that he killed Yi Wenqi. That's it. Yi Tianxiu's words were like adding fuel to the fire. Feng Wani listened. Suddenly my head hurt with anger. The backhand gave him another slap in the face. Are you stupid for everyone? Feng Wani's delicate face. At this time, the anger has become a little distorted. Almost all eyes can breathe fire. I heard that Yi Qinyuan had already debunked it. You are not a matter of the divine emperor bloodline. Gu Jia will definitely use this matter to ask for an explanation, forcing you to take a blood test on the spot. Verify your identity. Your current bloodline can match the status of royalty. Then you think with your pig brain. Is Yi Wenqi's father stupid? His son died. You've become a royal bloodline. He will believe that Yi Wenqi's death has nothing to do with you. The two slaps before Feng Wani. Almost all of them fanned down without leaving any room. Yi Tianxiu could endure it for the first time. The second blow was unbearable. He fell to the ground and coughed frantically. Listen to Feng Wani again. He also felt himself what he had just said. How ridiculous. Hurriedly endured the pain. Get up and kneel again. Dying and struggling. At least Yi Qinyuan hasn't said his true identity yet. The emperor has not yet come out of the customs. Minions still have a chance. Only a slave can get Excalibur. As long as Excalibur can recognize the Lord. They had nothing more to say. Feng Wani listened to Yi Tianxu's words. After thinking about it, I thought it was an idea. If you can get the approval of Excalibur, that effect is even better than inheriting the blood of the God Emperor. After all, Excalibur was the weapon of the founding emperor. The one who got him. It can be said that he is the recognized master in the hearts of the imperial people. Feng Wani's eyes stared coldly at Yi Tianxu below, snorted coldly, and said it nicely. Excalibur hasn't had an accident for so long. You're sure you can get it? Yi Tianxu knew that this was his last chance. If you don't succeed, you will succeed. Hands clenched into fists. Word by word, the slave will definitely get. Yes, by all means. Feng Wani didn't want to see Yi Tianxu anymore. You sneered. Then you remember it for the main palace. If you don't get Excalibur this time, the gods can't save you. These cold, murderous words made Yi Tianxu feel cold. Hurriedly knelt down and bowed to the slave. Remembered. Then he got up and limped out of the main hall. Yi Tianxu no longer concealed it after he came out. His eyes glanced behind him with a little grimness. Even if I want to cut that woman with 1,000 knives in my heart. But Yi Tianxu still forcibly endured it. After walking out of the main hall, I don't know if it's premeditated. Yi Tianxu bumped into someone. After glancing at it, then the two tacitly agreed. Together, they went to a remote place. After making sure that there was no one around, Yi Tianxu's face immediately became very gloomy. Thinking about what just happened, I can't help but gnash my teeth a little. There was anger in his tone. When will Yi Kai's demon heartbone come into play? Feng Wani's. I had to make her look good. The reason why Yi Tianxu dared to be in front of the people behind him. Such a big talk. Because the other party is the Yi family. It was the Yi family who wanted to get more. Let the capable children in the family. Secrets came to the empire. Follow Yi Tianxu's side. Say nice to call it a help. In fact, it is like a locust. In a steady stream of blood-sucking. Although Yi Kai couldn't see Yi Tianxu. Now there are some distorted countenances. But the impatience and urging in that tone. He couldn't help but frown slightly. You wait a little longer. The queen is a young man. The demon heart drummed. The intrusion of the gods without the slightest hint of the ghost. It's not that easy. The fastest. I'll wait until you come out of the Excalibur realm. Yi Tianxu felt the pain coming from the side of his face. The sound quality in his eyes became thicker and thicker. But he also knows it. Then keep him for a while. Anyway, there have been a lot of people who have been bothering me lately. He wanted me to get my hands on Excalibur. It's going to help me get out of the way during this time. Yi Kai also discovered that Yi Tianxu was wrong at this time. Warning. You've been a little crazy lately. Don't forget. There is not only the Zhao family behind the queen. There is also the Ying clan and the Feng family. Since he took his mother's surname, then the Feng family would not ignore him. Even if the waist and heartbones have an attack at that time. You should also be cautious. Did you hear me? Yi Kai, this warning. It's like a drop of water going into a pan of oil. Made Yi Tianxu almost unable to hold back. Silently turned his head to stare at Yi Kai. That look was chilling. But after a while, still slowly said cousin. I know. Yi Kai was also stared at by Yi Tianxu's eyes. Hair all over the body. I saw that the other party listened. Then he nodded. Well, I'll go back to the queen. Lest he be suspicious if he leaves for too long. After Yi Kai finished speaking, he turned around and returned the same way. Yi Tianxu turned around and looked at Yi Kai's back as he gradually moved away. The anger in his body could no longer be suppressed. There was madness in his eyes. On one side are Feng Wani and others who treat me as a slave. On one side is nominally helping me. In fact, it is the Yi family who wants to climb up with me. I am the eldest grandson of the emperor. Why was he scolded as a slave? Yi Kai is a subordinate. Why do you call me a brother? Look at it someday. I'm going to trample them all under my feet. Yi Tianqiu is after a lot of ambition. Then he returned to the East Palace. The next day, the retreat was announced. Wait for the opening of the fairy secret realm with peace of mind. It doesn't matter how much bad things are going on in the outside world. After Yi Tianqiu's retreat, Feng Wani followed suit and also got the news. This made him angry for a while. Yi Tianqiu's success is insufficient. A dog with more than one defeat. The minions went into retreat on their own. Throw all the mess at me. The three of Sima Gu put pressure together. Let Feng Wani behind the Zhao family. In an instant, it was irresistible. Came to Feng Wani to complain. But no matter how big the fire in my heart is, Feng Wani still gritted her teeth. Helped Yi Tianqiu block this. Even Yi Wenqi's grandfather found it. Was fooled by Feng Wani. If it weren't for the immortal secret realm that was about to open, it's still useful for this dog, slave to keep it for himself. I would have thrown him out to vent the anger of those families. My plans are just beginning. It can't be exposed in this bone-revealing eye. It seems that this Feng Wani wants to learn from Wu Zetian and become the emperor. During this time, the outside world is very lively, even if the queen tried her best to hide it. But the gossip outside is still flying. However, at the beginning of the Yuan dynasty, this would not be. Obediently stay in the academy to watch the play. After all, he came to the empire this time. In addition to helping Xiao Yuanyuan regain his identity, I also have to farm a small copy. It's just going to be a while. That one. The kind of white lotus that let her parents fall. Take revenge again. Yuan Chu and the Yuan family has a pair of big eyes, curiously looking at the scene around him. After all, this is where his father grew up. Obuchi Fuchi. Are you sure that the white lotus is still in the Yuan family? Just Yuan Chu's words. That's clearly nothing to prepare. Just come directly to find other people's trouble. But fortunately, Yi Qinyuan is here. Then he nodded earnestly. Don't worry, master. I've got it all figured out. The woman's name is Jingro. He has been in the Yuan family for so many years. And I heard that Yi Qinyuan suddenly paused here. Directly aroused Yuan Chu's curiosity. Turning his head, he asked what he had heard. Yi Qinyuan paused. And then I went on. And I heard that this Jingru is not a fuel-efficient lamp. He stayed in the Yuan family because of Yuan Jishu. In the Yuan family, it was just a sojourn guest. Nothing more. But I heard that he and many people in the Yuan family are not clear. The relationship is ambiguous. Yuan Chu listened. The whole person instantly thundered. That woman is not only a white lotus. He's still an Aquaman. That's why my scumbag dad has a bad look in his eyes. At first, I liked such a white lotus. Yi Qinyuan saw this. Opened his mouth to defend his future father-in-law. Well, but he's doing well on the outside. Few people know his true face. Yi Qinyuan can know this. Naturally, not by himself. Instead, I asked the dean to help me find out about this. After all, the Yuan family is low-key. After that incident, it was even more low-key. But that's it. Yi Qinyuan came in again. At this time, it was found that the overall strength of the Yuan family was still good. It can be seen that most people are still very diligent and motivated. After Yi Qinyuan finished speaking, Yuan Chu crossed his hands on his hips. A puffed face. Muffled and not spoken. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yi Qinyuan looked at the master like this. I thought that the master had thought of his mother. I feel sad. Suddenly I became nervous. Hurriedly comforted the Tao master with a gentle voice. Don't worry. I'll expose him for what he really is. Don't be upset about what you used to be. Heard the little apprentice say this. Yuan Chu was also stunned for a moment. Then he shook his head. There is nothing to be unhappy about. I'm just trying to figure out how to clean him up. But Yuan Chu's eyes suddenly lit up. Yi Qinyuan didn't expect what he said. The master sold him. I have an apprentice brother. Or you should try to seduce him. Yuan Chu said. He also stepped forward to pick up Yi Qinyuan's face and looked at it carefully. The more I looked at it, the more I felt that this method was really good. Didn't notice it in the slightest. His little apprentice had a stiff expression. You see how good-looking you are. He is also a student valued by the dean of the first college. The important thing is to be so young. You will have no resistance to him. He who falls at your feet. After all, it doesn't matter what age a woman is. There is no resistance to small fresh meat. You go and tempt him first. And then in the presence of those who have been seduced by him, expose him for what he really is. In this way, others will know that he is the White Lotus. Yi Qinyuan listened to the plan in the distance. I couldn't help but sigh in my heart. The master didn't think about others. That's why I came up with such a solution. And he has been tempted for so many years. I didn't see him attracted to himself. He also told himself to seduce others. Yi Qinyuan couldn't help but stretch out his hand. He tapped the center of his eyebrows in the distance. To vent the depression in my heart. Master, stop playing. Your plan is too merciful. Yuan Chu reached out and covered his forehead. He had always been afraid of pain, and his eyes immediately flashed with tears. Looked at Yi Qinyuan accusingly. But I heard him say this. Immediately shifted his attention again. Can it be like this? Looking at the master's big watery eyes staring at him, and that pink and tender little face. Yi Qinyuan was angry or depressed. Suddenly it all came to naught. This is a master and apprentice. It's really eating each other to death. Master, this woman knows that your father is married, and she comes to sabotage it. It can be seen that his mind is not correct. Later your father died because of him. Before he died, he was willing to help him speak. It can be seen that he is not a fuel-efficient lamp. After the disappearance of your father, the madman, not only did he feel guiltless, and he has lived in the Yuan family for so long with peace of mind. It can be seen that she is a bad woman with a wolf heart and dog lungs. And you just want to expose him for what he really is. Isn't it a little too cheap for him? Yi Qinyuan said so. Yuan Chu felt that what the little apprentice said also made sense. From the original tears, it turned into a puff of anger again. Xiao Yuan, you were right. Originally thought. This thing. The main mistake was with my scumbag daddy. Just teach him a lesson. That's what you say. Now it seems that he is the culprit. Brother, what do you say? I listen to you. However, even if Yuan Chu said so, Yi Qinyuan didn't immediately give a plan. Master, specifically, we must first know the situation of the other party. Make another plan. After all, you know yourself and your opponent. Invincible. Haven't waited for help yet. They went to find the White Lotus. I sent it to the door myself. Jin Ro thought that she would be able to take the position smoothly today. But I didn't expect that everything was ready. But something went wrong when he was about to kick the door. This made him very angry in his heart. I can still endure it in the hospital. As soon as he got out of the yard, his original form was immediately revealed. Said to the slave who followed him, "Go back, all of you." But only a nervous little girl was left. "Table, you stay." I have to say, this product is also really awesome. Obviously a guest. As a result, I am like a master here. There are people who serve when they travel. Yuan Chu saw someone coming. Immediately poked his head out curiously and looked over. I don't know why. I don't know what that little white face looks like. But the instinct in the heart of the Yuan Chu told him. The woman in front of her was the little white face. Yi Qinyuan, who was on the side, naturally did the same. The same head poked out and watched. Jing Ro turned her head to look at the table behind her. The tone was full of dissatisfaction. You say what you do. Didn't I ask you to lure Li Yunyang away? How did he come back so soon? Seeing this, Zhu immediately knelt down. Miss Dao, who wants to cry without tears. I do as you command. Drugged the third young master. Bring Mrs. over. Who knew that the lady walked halfway. Suddenly turned around and went back. The pig is not finished yet. Jingro immediately interrupted him. Sharpened to the point. You're saying that even his own son is sick. He didn't even look at it. The pig was nervous at this time. The cold sweat on his head was dripping down in big drops. But he still replied in a whisper. Madam sent his henchman to see the pigs. After speaking, Jinru's face suddenly became very terrifying. He stepped forward and grabbed the pig's hair directly. The pain that tore at the scalp. Immediately, the pig's face was covered with a look of pain. Useless stuff. You know how much effort I've put in, miss. Did you succeed in drugging the head of the house? Such a good opportunity to climb to the sky. Was all stirred up by Li Yunyang's slut. How do you say? Yuan Chu looked at the scene in front of him. Hear the other party's shameless words. I couldn't help but sigh in my heart. It's really better to see than to hear. Good fellows drug married women. Was caught by Mrs. Zhang. Not only not ashamed. Still angry. Jing Ro finished speaking. Then the pigs were released. The pig endured the pain in his head. Kneel again. Because of fear in my heart. The whole body couldn't help but tremble. Miss, I really tried my best. Please don't sell me to elder son. I will definitely succeed next time. See the pig say so. This made Jing Ro suddenly angry. You still want to have a next time? This time I was caught by Li Yunyang. Do you think I'll have a chance? Maybe he and the head of the family will turn over the clouds and rain pills later. It's time to discuss sending me away. Damn, it's really cheap for this old woman. The more Jinro said, the more unwilling she became. I think he doesn't matter what he looks like, or what he is. It's all first class. As long as the head of the house touches him, he has the self-confidence that the head of the family cannot live without him. But who knew that the ducks were cooked? It's about to get to your mouth. But let him fly. How can this be willing? Followed by. Suddenly, there was the sound of hurried footsteps. Let Jing Ro's eyes roll. Then he turned his head and said viciously to the pig, Someone is coming. You wait for me to cooperate with me with all the powers, I know. If you dare to fight against the water, think of your dying mother. To be on the safe side, Jinru also threatened him with Zhu's mother, who was already seriously ill. But Zhu didn't dare to say a word. After all, the lives of his entire family. They were all tightly pinched in Jinru's hands. Yuan Chu looked at it on the side more and more energetically. I didn't expect to just come to Yuan's house. You can see such a good scene. It would be even better if we had some more peanuts and melon seeds. Approaching with the sound of footsteps. Immediately afterwards, a man and a woman appeared in front of Jinru. Both of them are extremely good-looking. It's just that the look on his face is extremely ugly at this time. The man looked at Jinru. There was disbelief in his eyes. There is also some disgust. Look at the other party as if they are looking for trouble. It was originally concluded that the man must be the head of the Yuan family. Hee, this man must be the head of the Yuan family. Then he couldn't help but turn his head. Xiao Shang said to Yichin Yuan, Xiao Yuan. You see, he was just drugged. I didn't expect to catch up so quickly. Don't you think he's good? Yichin Yuan didn't expect a seemingly pure master. I actually understand these tiger and wolf words. Raised eyebrows. Master, you seem to know a lot. However, at this time, Yuan Chu was concerned about how to develop next, and didn't pay that much attention. Casually said yes. Otherwise, what will you do, master? Yuan Chu affirmed this without hesitation. Yichin Yuan was suddenly confused. I think back to the bits and pieces of the past and the beginning of the Yuan. When did master understand? How do you not know? Could it be that there are several separations? Who taught the bad master? Adhering to the principle of asking if you don't understand. Yichin Yuan blinked. Then he asked Master with an innocent face. But you never taught me that. Yuan Chu heard the little apprentice say this. Only then did I realize myself. I've just said something. Turned around and looked at Yi Qin Yuan with an embarrassed expression. I didn't know how to explain it for a moment, but suddenly there was a crisp slap behind him. Draw the attention of the distance directly, turning around with excitement on his face. Directly hung Yi Qin Yuan aside. Xiao Yuanyuan watched the play first. I'll talk about it later. However, for the farce ahead, Yi Qin Yuan was not interested at all. The only thing that interested him, that is, this villain next to him. Jingro didn't expect Li Yunyang to be so direct. As soon as he came up, he slapped himself without saying a word. But she's not a vegetarian either. Nature will not sit still. He fell to the ground. Soon, he showed an expression of rendering jade. He looked at her in a panic. The tone was full of doubt. Indissoluble. Why did you hit me? And Li Yunyang is a hot person. But he is also a reasonable man. If you want to die, you have to let the other party die clearly. Why? You don't know. The Yuan family has raised you for so many years. You actually drugged the head of the house. After talking about the incriminating evidence, then he raised his hand and wanted to hit Li Yunyang again. When I first got my hands dirty, too suddenly, none of the people present reacted. However, the second time I had to do it again, was stopped by Yuan's father. On one side is his daughter-in-law. On one side is the person whose eldest brother asks for offspring. This made Yuan's father difficult for a while. Looked at the daughter-in-law who was full of anger. Can only persuade with a good voice. This Jingro is also the person that Yuan Jishu's eldest brother asks for future generations. Although he did this kind of thing. But I heard Yuan's father say this. Jingro knew it at once. The breakthrough is in Yuan's father. Then he raised his head. An innocent face. A pair of beautiful eyes looked at him. That's what it looks like. It's really an average man who will be soft and distressed when he sees it. What a door. It's not me. Don't know what's going on. I'm just sending some to the head of the house. It's just food that I make myself. The rest did nothing. I don't know. Why would the head of the house suddenly pull me to the bed? My father Yuan is seeing Jingro like this. Immediately, his heart softened. And when I heard the other party say so, my heart shook instantly. He looked at him suspiciously. It's not you, but Father Yuan eats Jinru. Li Yunyang doesn't eat it. Suddenly snorted coldly. He scolded angrily. It's not you who have ghosts. If it weren't for your ulterior motives, how can you send things to my husband every once in a while? Jingro saw that Yuan's father's attitude had improved. I can't help but feel happy. But I heard Li Yunyang say this. Although I hate each other very much in my heart, but there was still a pitiful expression on his face. Then he knelt down directly. Words spoken. He even lowered himself to the dust. Madam really misunderstood me. I, Jingru, am lonely and helpless. It is all thanks to the Yuan family to take in today's good life. I'm such a humble person. How can there be a channel? How can you have the ability to calculate the head of the family? The reason why I send things to the head of the house. Just trying to do what I can. Repay the head of the family for taking him in. My identity has become so humble. Why does Madam have to get along with me? Father Yuan saw Jingro like this. Suddenly pondered. Begin to reflect on whether you are thinking wrong. It's not the other party's medicine. It's someone else. Seeing that Yuan's father seemed to have been fooled by himself, Jinro then took out her own photo. Crying and crying. If the head of the house doesn't believe me, it's good to leave. I also don't want to be misunderstood by Madam. Make it difficult for the head of the house. I'll leave the Yuan family. After speaking, Jingro was about to get up. Go back to your yard and pack your package. And at this time, Yuan's father was not expected by Jingro. Stepped forward and helped him. What are you talking about me? Since the Yuan family has promised to support you for a lifetime, then it will definitely be done. And so you left. In the future, if the eldest brother comes back. So how do I explain it to my eldest brother? Li Yunyang on the side was shocked by Jing Ro's remarks. I was speechless for a while. I saw that my husband was so uncompetitive. Suddenly said angrily, "Husband, don't believe him. Who else but him will drug you? Except for him. What other woman would be so shameless? Every once in a while, run to another man's room to deliver something. And the man is still a married woman." Jing Ro heard such words, showed a look of unbearable humiliation, said very stiffly, "Good lady can't tolerate me. Then I'll go." Jing Ro said. I turned around again and went back to pack my bags. Was directly grabbed by the father. Li Yunyang looked at her husband. Looks like a vixen. I'm almost. If it weren't for the beginning of the Yuan today. So, the fate of the Yuan father is not expected to be much better. After all, this Jing Ro is not the master of peace. Father Yuan looked at Jinru's pear blossom and rainy face. Makes the same mistakes that most men make. It's just soft-hearted. Then the voice couldn't help but drop a few degrees. Became a peacemaker between two women. Well, it's not you. It's not you. You all have to say a few words. This kind of stands by your side at the beginning. As a result, he ran to the back and ran to the middle to be a peacemaker. It's really an eyesore. As the plot develops, Yuan Chu was also excited from the beginning. It gradually became depressed. Seeing a woman like Jinru made Yuan Chu suddenly have one in his mind. Make yourself extremely annoying. It can also be called a person of hate. The same shamelessness. In the same way, just cry and cry. There are men to support her. Sure enough, no matter what world you are in, there are no less. Such a pretending person. Yi Qinyuan saw that his master's mood seemed to be a little wrong. Don't dare to ask. For fear of poking the master's sore spot. Tentatively whispered, "Master, how do you want to do it?" Yi Qinyuan spoke out. Let Yuan Chu suddenly come out of the memories of the past. Looking at Jinru's one, it is very good-looking. A face that will be disguised again. Have a plan. Then a cute, wicked smile appeared on his face. I know how to clean him up. I see you're missing that little flower-like face. How to be a demon. Will those men help you? This passage was not originally said to Yi Qinyuan. Instead, I thought about it in my heart. Yuan Chu, after finishing speaking, a green glow erupted from all around him. Then a green spell followed. Appeared in the palm of the early Yuan. Wait for the spell to be condensed. Yuan Chu blew lightly forward. Followed by, the spell turned into a green smoke invisible to the naked eye. Floated towards Jinru. Jingro didn't know it all at this time. There is already a black hand in the shadows. Quietly reached out to him. Wait for the green smoke to fully enter his body. He still didn't notice the slightest anomaly. Looked at Father Yuan with a touched face. Do you really want to believe me, head of the house? Then he showed his most coquettish expression. Wants to continue to tempt Yuan's father. But before Jing Ro could continue to think about something, the spell had begun to do its job. Subsequently, Jing Ro's figure and that flower-like face. It changed at a speed that was visible to the naked eye. This sudden change suddenly stunned everyone present. Then Kiki stepped back. The expression on his face was like seeing a ghost. At this time, I was organizing the language of Jinru in my heart. Also in front of these two people. Sudden expressions and eyes. I don't know why. See that they are all there. Staring at your face. Reach out and touch your face. Isn't there something wrong? But as soon as his hand was raised, I saw my own jade hand. It turned out to be like a pig's trotter. Panic erupted. What's wrong with my hand? Then he trembled and took out a bronze mirror. Looking in the mirror in disbelief. The face was the same as a pig's head. And the facial features that don't match him at all. If it weren't for the real touch that came from your hands. Jingro didn't believe that this face would be her own. After a second of silence, a scream that pierced the sky. It came out of Jingro's mouth. Li Yunyang was very angry with Jingro just now. Seeing each other like this. Such a good opportunity to fall into the ground. How could you let it go? While the others were still speechless. Reacted immediately. Laughing on the sidelines. Tears flowed from my eyes. Haha, retribution. This is retribution. You don't always rely on your own face. Seduce people everywhere. You're looking good right now. You keep it that way. My Yuan family will raise you for a lifetime. Jing Ro's screams and Li Yunyang's laughter. At this time, it is still echoing in the hospital. Looking at this scene in the courtyard from afar, there was not a trace of pity for that woman in my heart. After all, she deserves it all. Then a look of satisfaction appeared on his face.